Welcome to this introductory overview of MetaMate. Firstly, what is MetaMate? MetaMate's the tool that I've developed and I use it to manage all my trading. It is really what I come back to really support me through all my trading activity. It creates all my trading plans for every signal that I get and helps me manage that trade through the life cycle of that trade from inception against my various stop losses which are planned through to the trigger points as they arise. It pre-warns me when I'm getting close to needing to exit and tells me exactly when I need to exit as well. And it's all done automatically. Now I'll give you just a real quick overview. What we're seeing here are what are known as my auto trade plans. These are automatically generated overnight. What happens is I run Metastock overnight and my explorations in Metastock. Now you could use another charting tool, it doesn't have to be Metastock. But based on whatever signals that I get there, then I import that data into this tool, and this tool automatically presents a trading plan against the signal that I received. And that trading plan will tell me my preferred entry price, my suggested initial stop loss, and how many shares I should buy against my the capital I'm trading with, as well as my my risk management rules. All done automatically, and then once I'm actually in the trade, it will tell me when I also need to get out, and it'll apply trailing stops, etc., all automatically. Now, there's a lot to this tool. It's very hard to do it justice in a real quick overview, so I'm going to break up the whole, I guess, overview of Metastock into a number of training videos. This one's just to give you a little bit of a flavour, so I'll give you a little bit more of a, I guess, an insight as to what happens by using it via a daily trading routine. So let's say, for example, what's happened here. I've run my Metastock explorations overnight. It's banned, the system's triggered off the automatic generation of my trading plan. So in the morning when I get up, bang, this is what I see on my computer, which are the various trade signals. And now it just so happens that overnight, on this occasion, I've got three buy signals. And they could be sell. If they sell, they would show up here as a sell signal and in red rather than in green. Then what I do then, this is the signals are applied against a particular watch list that I monitor. And now you could set up that watch list to be anything that you like. It could be all stocks that are traded on your relevant stock exchange, or it could be filtered stocks that are very specific and maybe have met specific fundamental criteria that you want to only trade when you get a particular technical signal against those particular group of stocks. So quite flexible and allows you to set up whatever watch lists that you like to monitor your trade signals against and your trade plans against as new signals arise. Now, to not burden you too heavily with everything that's going on here, this is my auto trade plan view. Okay, and it's showing both buy and sell signals. Now, as I said, only buy signals today, but not always the case. Up here, I've got a number of different views. I can look at my active trades, my closed trades, those that are ready as I've got a ready to assess type of trade status. You notice here they're all default because we haven't done anything with these. These have just been picked up overnight, and they're suggested as a buy signal for this particular stock. So what does it do? There's a number of user-driven stop loss rules that are applied in the background, and they're customizable. But the way I've set it up is that to look at the lowest low of the last 20 days, as well as a stop based on taking 2 times the average true range against, say, the closing price as options for the stop loss point, and then taking the minimum of those to arrive at a suggested initial stop loss. Now I can override that. I'm not compelled to do that. I could go in and say, no, I'm not comfortable. I want 429, for example, and bang, it'll override it. and it'll say, all right, well then you're going from 8.8 to 9.9% of your suggested entry point. Now, based on just these criteria alone, it's telling us, look, you really need to, based on that entry price and it'll know in the background you've told the system how much capital you're trading with and what your various risk management rules are. All that is taken care of thoroughly and comprehensively in the background, and it comes up and says, look, for this particular trade, you need to buy 893 shares, and it's going to consume so much capital, and this will be the initial stop loss that will monitor the trade against. You can enter it as a CFD or a share. I'll leave it as CFD, and I'll show you later on a separate video. You can enter it as, if you're buying shares, you just go in and enter shares there. All right, but let's say we got that signal yesterday, and today we entered it this morning, 8th of the 7th. We go and enter the trade. Now you notice as soon as you do some data entry, it tells you you've got to complete your data input. It's not correct. But let's say the entry price, we wanted to get in at 476, but we couldn't. We could only get in at 480, but we did transact at 480. Then you'd enter the exact entry point there, as well as how many shares you've actually gotten into. Instead of 893, maybe we bought 900 shares to round it off. All right. Then it's saying, all right, well, your trade exposure under these parameters is $4,340. It shows you a running profit and loss, and that's based on the closing price of the previous day, but that'll change from time to time, from day to day, I should say. Now, when you exit the trade, you'd go in here and you just enter the date exited and the exit price, and it'll automatically calculate your profit or loss for that particular trade. You'll notice that the trade, as soon as we've entered the details here, the actual trade status has changed to active. If I was say I was to close it same day, all right, come end of the day, 8th of the 7th, I want to close it for an exit price of say I got $5. It had a good run and I just wanted to get out for a real small quick profit. It'll tell you, look, your profit and loss on that trade is $160, and you notice that the trade status has gone to closed. So this particular trade status changes from a number of different statuses, and you can just look at all the groupings, all the active trades, all your closed trades, and you get a full summary profit and loss of how you're tracking for each. Now, there's a lot to this tool. It really is a heavy number crunching tool, and it's highly user configurable. There's a lot of things you can do to set it up to work with your specific trading rules. I'll cover all those off in detail in separate videos, but I just wanted to give you an initial flavor for how it all works, and we'll touch base soon. Thank you.